Hey, I have a tarot message. I'm going to start off with the Gaia Lessons from the Earth Oracle first, and then we will go from there. This is a general tarot message. It's Wednesday, October 9th, and once in a while, I just feel like we just need a message, something that perhaps you've been feeling like you're expecting, something maybe that you've been having a hard time looking at yourself, or that you've been circling around. I see somebody kind of like walking around with their hands on their back, like pondering something, and you're like, maybe I'll get some signs somewhere. Well, let's see. Let us see what this message brings to us. And I have to say that when we intentionally open spaces for messages to come through from however you want to see it, psyche, the divine, the spirit, Holy Spirit, higher self, angels. Those are energies that we open ourselves up to have these messages come through. There's many layers to them, many levels to them. They're not just spoken and received through hearing. There's also a feeling. There's energetic codes, and so I invite you to approach these tarot messages with an open heart, open mind, an open third eye, and receive what you feel is of the highest good for you, and just let everything else trickle away, and let's get into it. Okay, so the first card that we get here with the Gaia Lessons of the Earth is Islands. And it's really beautiful. It's a woman figure kind of laying as an island, vulnerable and fully embraced by the limitless strength of the ocean. The goddess basks in her salt and sun-kissed isolation. Her bright, hopeful nature conceals the true depths of her being, kept hidden in the unfamiliar world below. Isolation is paradoxical in that it can free us to embrace our authentic self in a space liberated from others' input and expectations. I was going to say point of view, but that's not on here, so maybe that just wanted to come through as well. And all my respect to whoever wrote this. When we have found ourselves, however, and it is time to return to the world, how do we maintain our authority and refrain from pulling the ocean up around us to keep the beautiful depths that we have discovered hidden? Introduce your visitors to the mountain below and all the lush and beautiful vitality that resides there. Isolations, facades, freedom. Wow. Okay, so that moment where the reader is like, oh yeah, this message is for me too. And it hits, it totally hits. So I think that there's been like this shift in, I don't know, is it the planet or is it in the world that I perceive around me? Is it, it's not an absolute truth, but I do hear about a lot more people that are riding these waves solo, and we've been through some waves. I mean, like metaphorically and, and like literally, there's just a lot of chaotic energy out there. And it's easy to become an island and isolate oneself, and because of all of the pressure that it takes to be in relationship, let alone with yourself, but like, everything around us. We're in relationship with everything all the time. And so, there comes a point, eventually, like on the journey, I guess, of, I don't know, like, I want to say like the individuation journey, or like, but it can also be like an awakening, or some kind of shift within the self where you realize that you're gonna need to make space in your life and relate to things and people and places in different ways. It's gonna have to change. And that can feel lonely, it can get to a lonely point on the journey. And then if you continue to do the work, within that feeling of loneliness, you come to a place of peace and tranquility and calmness in your life with being with yourself. And in that space, we begin to allow the integration of all the parts that we have hidden away from the world because of fear of rejection and judgment, right? And you get to know yourself like you would get to know somebody that outside of yourself that you're in a relationship with. And I think that it's easy to get carried away in that energy. I really resonate. I'm really resonating. And the beautiful thing is, though, that when you begin to have the opportunities to, I guess, share the energy that you've cultivated while you're in that, space with yourself, that it's much more lush. And if you can stay in your authenticity, it can be such a resting place for others to kind of land there. I mean, who doesn't want to go on vacation on an island, right? But it's good to remember that we're not islands and that we need connection. And so finding, a sense of balance between those times when we need space around us and when we can allow others to come and rest on our beautiful sandy beach and walk up our mountain and see our beautiful waterfalls and bathe in our waterfalls and swim in our oceans and eat our coconuts and drink our coconut juice. What are we talking about again? Okay, Khalas. Done with the islands. Really beautiful. Very touching. Let's see. I kind of want to pull like 1 or 2 guidance cards. If you felt that energy as deeply as I did. let's see. Let's see what else wants to come through. Well-deserved reward. Yay. Confront. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. It looks like... Yeah, it looks like this period has been something that like has been very personally and like deeply spiritually rewarding for you. And it has like created this space and opportunity for you to look at parts of yourself that perhaps you didn't have access to in the past. It's like maybe you're somebody that used to surround yourself with a lot of folks and a lot of like different situations, and like you were always like just around other energies. And this period of kind of falling into a more like solo energy, it has allowed you to really build energy in your life. And it feels like like a really stable ground for you to stand on. Like you've gotten to know yourself more deeply, and so now you have like a stronger foundation. And it's more like of a spiritual rewarding, I feel like, than it is in outwardly like whatever this society views as success, although for some of you it could be that too, you know. But yeah, like I do feel that you've had to confront some of your shadows. You've had to get curious about them, you know, and like there's some stuff of a like childhood stuff too here. I'm feeling like this is kind of like a pattern too, like a childhood thing where you used to love just hanging out on your own, and it was like you did feel lonely, but it was also like that's where you felt the safest or at your best. It just didn't seem like the people that were around you, like you didn't really like they didn't really get you, they didn't really see you. And so for the first time you have seen yourself now, you know, and this has really like that kind of like embrace of your own shadow, of maybe it wasn't like, maybe it's not an easy embrace or like a very warm one yet, but like it's more of like a curious kind of, you know, energy. But this has kind of allowed you to, or it will, like, if you haven't, if this is something that like you, this is what the piece that you were looking for, maybe this is like the puzzle piece that was, you were like kind of, I can see somebody like figure out in your head or in your thoughts, you know, in your moments of contemplation. Yeah, like this is kind of the way to some kind of successful outcome to something you've been waiting for or expecting. There's something that it's not something that you do. It's not something that you, is it something that you get? It's like, there's something about, oh, okay. You just feel like there's something that you do when you're alone in your own space that you just feel like you do better. Oh, I don't know. It's such a like interesting energy that I'm picking up. But you feel like a lot more freer. But I am seeing like, you know, there's a growth happening here. There's definitely something like that you're birthing in your life that's like it's gonna grow quicker than what you expected to. And I hear somebody making a choice, like making a firm decision, a choice to kind of follow, hearing like, I'm just gonna follow my heart on this. Yeah. Anything else that wants to come through for this? I think I feel complete with this message. Yeah. Yep. Let me know in the comments if there's any resonance, any like aha moments, any enlightening moments. It's so weird because I feel like there's something like, it's almost like someone is saying something like, wait, but this, or wait, hold on, I needed to ask this, or you didn't talk about this, or something. And yeah, I'm asking like, oh yeah, okay. So there's also this reminder that you need to honor the cycle of your day, the cycle of your week, the cycle of your month. If you're someone that was born with a womb, you know, and you bleed, so honor your cycles, okay? And when you begin to take into consideration these cycles in your life, and if you're not somebody with a womb and you don't bleed every month, taking into consideration like the cycles of your day, or however it is, like, you know, pay attention. You know, there might be certain times of the day where you do need a little more rest, or you do need space to just be on your own. Like maybe you get really like moody at a certain time of the day, and so you need to create some time and just be proactive with that. Like if you're in a relationship, or you live with other people, or, you know, even like with your friends or people that you work with. I don't know, I don't work with other people. Like, I mean, I don't work in an environment with a lot of other people. I work one-on-one with people. So that, you know, you can just be also authentic and honest about like, yeah, you know, when I come in first thing in the morning, I just need a little bit of space to like set up my desk, or I don't know, whatever, you know. I just need to like go in the kitchen and get my coffee, and like, you know, have some water and take a couple of deep breaths while I like go step on the grass. I don't know. whatever it is, honor it. And maybe then you won't be so resentful about the people around you, because you'll be honest with yourself about when you need that island time and when you can allow others back into your space. Maybe you were reprimanded about that when you were a child. Why are you in your room all the time? What are you doing in there? Why don't you clean it while you're in there? Sorry. If that was you and you felt guilty about being in your own space, in your own island. Yeah, I think that when you get to know yourself a lot more, I don't know, like, or more deeply, or you're just more aware of yourself and what you need, your needs, you know, then you can communicate it to the people that you love. And I think the real ones, they hear you, you know, and see you and understand you. And sometimes you just gotta, yeah, like, let them know. Okay, now I think we're good. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this little bit, and I will see you next time for another tarot reading. Take care.